Today we will uncover the hidden truths about one of history's most controversial figures. Joseph Stalin was born as Joseph Vissarionovich Dzyukhashvili in 1878 in a small town called Gori, in Georgia, which was then part of the Russian Empire. His family was very poor. His father was a shoemaker who drank a lot, and his mother worked as a laundress. Stalin's father often beat him, which made his childhood very difficult and filled with fear. Stalin's tough upbringing had a big impact on his personality. He learned to be very strong and determined because of the hardships he faced at home. As a child, he also got sick with smallpox, which left his face scarred. This made him feel different from other children, and possibly more ruthless as he grew older. Despite these challenges, Stalin was smart and did well in school. However, the harsh experiences of his early life shaped him into a person who could be very harsh and unforgiving later in life. Before becoming a leader, Stalin was involved in bank robberies to fund the Bolshevik Party. He was a master of disguise and strategy. Stalin wasn't his real name. He was born as Joseph Vissarionovich Dzyukhashvili. When he became involved in revolutionary activities, he decided to change his name. He chose the name Stalin, which means man of steel. He wanted a name that sounded strong and powerful. By adopting the name Stalin, he aimed to project an image of strength and toughness. This new name helped him create a persona that could inspire fear and respect among his followers and enemies. The name was part of his strategy to show that he was a leader who could not be easily broken, someone who was as tough as steel. This new identity played a significant role in his rise to power and his ability to maintain control over the Soviet Union. Stalin initiated the Great Purge in the late 1930s. This was a brutal campaign to eliminate anyone he considered a threat to his power. He targeted Communist Party members, government officials, military leaders, and ordinary citizens. Stalin used fear and suspicion to justify his actions. He accused people of being spies, traitors, or enemies of the state, often without any real evidence. Secret police would arrest these people, and they were either sent to labor camps, exiled to remote areas, or executed. The Great Purge was ruthless. Millions of people suffered, families were torn apart, and many innocent lives were destroyed. This period created a climate of fear throughout the Soviet Union, making it clear that anyone could be targeted. Stalin's actions ensured his control over the country, but at a tremendous human cost. Stalin kept his private life very secret. He had 2 wives and several children. His first wife, Ekaterina Svanets, died young from an illness. They had 1 son together, Yakov. After Ekaterina's death, Stalin was very sad. Stalin's second wife was Nadezhda Alulyeva. They had 2 children, a son named Vasily and a daughter named Svetlana. Nadezhda also struggled with mental health issues, and their marriage was troubled. Tragically, she died in 1932, and some believe she took her own life. Stalin faced many personal tragedies. His son Yakov was captured during World War II and died in a German prison camp. These events were very painful for Stalin, but he rarely showed his emotions in public. By keeping his private life hidden, Stalin maintained his image as a strong and unbreakable leader. Under Stalin's rule, secret cities were built across the Soviet Union. These cities were used for scientific research and military projects. They were kept hidden from the outside world to protect important information and activities. These secret cities had no names on maps and were often referred to by code numbers. Only selected people knew about them, and they needed special permission to live and work there. Scientists, engineers, and workers in these cities focused on developing advanced technology, weapons, and nuclear research. The secrecy was very strict. People living in these cities could not talk about their work or locations with anyone outside. The goal was to keep Soviet advancements hidden from other countries, especially during the Cold War. These cities played a crucial role in the Soviet Union's progress in science and military power, but the people there lived isolated lives, separated from the rest of the world. In 1939, Stalin shocked the world by signing a non-aggression pact with Adolf Hitler, the leader of Nazi Germany. This agreement was called the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, named after the foreign ministers of both countries. The pact meant that the Soviet Union and Germany promised not to attack each other. A secret part of the pact divided Eastern Europe between the 2 powers. They agreed on which countries they would take control of. Germany would invade and take over Western Poland, while the Soviet Union would take Eastern Poland, as well as Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. This agreement surprised many people because communists and Nazis were supposed to be enemies. However, both Stalin and Hitler used the pact to gain more territory and power without worrying about fighting each other. The pact lasted until 1941, when Hitler broke the agreement by invading the Soviet Union. This betrayal led to the Soviet Union joining the Allies in World War II. Stalin created a personality cult to make himself look like a hero and powerful leader. He was called the father of nations, showing him as a wise and caring ruler. Propaganda was used to spread this image everywhere. Posters, statues, and paintings of Stalin were put up in cities, schools, and workplaces. These showed him as strong, kind, and almost godlike. Newspapers and radio praised his achievements, hiding any mistakes. This made people see Stalin as a perfect leader who could do no wrong. The personality cult made Stalin seem like the ultimate protector and guide for the Soviet Union, strengthening his power. Stalin played a crucial role in defeating Nazi Germany during World War II. His leadership helped the Soviet Union win many important battles, including the Battle of Stalingrad, which was a turning point in the war. However, Stalin's leadership came at a great cost. He ordered harsh measures to ensure victory, often without regard for human life. Millions of Soviet soldiers and civilians died due to the fighting, harsh conditions, and Stalin's strict policies. While his strategies helped defeat Nazi Germany, the immense loss of life and suffering marked this period as one of great tragedy for the Soviet people. Stalin's death in 1953 is still mysterious. Some people believe he was poisoned by his own associates who were afraid of his increasing paranoia and purges. As Stalin grew older, he became more suspicious of those around him, leading to purges within his own inner circle. Stalin's sudden illness and death raised suspicions, as there were no clear signs of natural causes. Some historians suggest that his associates, fearing for their own safety, might have decided to eliminate him before he could turn on them. However, due to the secrecy surrounding Stalin's death and the lack of concrete evidence, the true cause remains uncertain, adding to the intrigue and speculation surrounding the end of his life. Joseph Stalin's life was filled with secrets, fear, and power. His legacy continues to be debated, revealing the complexities of his rule. Some see him as a strong leader who modernized the Soviet Union, while others condemn him for his ruthless methods and human rights abuses. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history, where we uncovered the enigmatic story of one of the most controversial figures of the 20th century.